to the Tea Tribe. We're getting into some celebrity news today, you guys. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Share this video with your friends. You guys, I'm Devyn Howard. You can find me on Instagram at Devyn Howard. And over here, we have my lovely co-host.
I am Courtney Revolution, and you can find me on social media as well as my own individual YouTube channel at Courtney Revolution. How are you this morning, Devyn Howard?
I slept on my neck weird, so I have a really bad neck ache, but I feel like every day I have some new thing to discuss on the morning tea. Like, my apartment's a disaster. Well, now it's less of a disaster. My neck is killing me. It's been a week, and I think I'm feeling the stress right here in my neck and in my, but it's okay.
Can you do some neck roll, girl? Can you bring it to the left and bring it to the right, girl?
It's like, ow, it hurts. It's like
I was like that last week. I couldn't move my neck all the way to this side because I was feeling it. You know, when you feel it go all the way down, girl. A little pinched nerve situation, I think. It's no fun. But I'm okay, Devyn. I'm hanging in there. Can I tell you about something that I rediscovered?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I know that the Tea Tribe, y'all have the very one-dimensional idea that Courtney Revolution, Pennsylvania. But half of my life, I did grow up in Harlem, 145th and Amsterdam Avenue, if you will. And so yesterday after the show, I literally randomly, Devyn, I don't know if anyone else feels this way, I had this overwhelming feeling to look at my old apartment building in New York that I haven't seen in however many years. And then the essence of Harlem took over me, Devyn, and then I decided to open up my BET Plus app and turn on Black Ink Crew for the first time in years. Have you ever heard of that show, Black Ink Crew, Devyn?
I have not heard of it.
It's a reality show. It's just a reality show that basically takes place in the hood, girl, and Black Ink is a very, very established and popular tattoo shop. And they're just going through trials and tribulations. And it's very interesting, and it reminds me of my childhood. There's just something about New York energy, the accents, the vocabulary, that it just really gets me going and makes me feel energized. So I was kind of happy to sit down and watch through a lot of the first season of Black Ink Crew yesterday, and it definitely was a time. So if you haven't seen it, it originally aired on VH1. You can watch it on the BET Plus app. This was not sponsored. I'm just bored.
No, I always love your show recommendations because I feel like you're so on top of what shows are good, what shows are worth watching. That's something that I am not. I don't jump on a new show bandwagon very quickly. I have to have about 1,000 people tell me to watch something before I actually sit down and take the time to do it. So I love hearing your stories. And also I do that thing so I did a semester abroad in Italy when I was in college, and I will go onto Google Maps and I'll look up my apartment in Florence, Italy, and just enjoy it and look at the street and see the streets, anything. So I kind of do that same thing, and then I'll listen to the weird Italian rap music that I used to listen to when I was there because I thought I was cool. I would I don't even know what they were saying. I just would listen to what sounds they were making. So I totally feel you love doing those kinds of nostalgic things. Those kinds of things are kind of comforting in this time because I know we're experiencing quite a lot right now. So I think that's a good idea. Smart idea.
Yeah, so if you feel nostalgic for something, go and get it. Go and look it up. Go search it. Go watch it. Go and do that. Don't feel ashamed.
No, not at all. So one thing that I did want to mention that kind of, it really warmed my heart. There was a GoFundMe that was set up for George Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, and it surpassed $1 million. There were more than 35,000 donations. So on the GoFundMe page, it said, because of her father's tragic murder due to police brutality, Gianna will now go through life without her dad. In addition, their family has lost their provider and will no doubt suffer financial hardship after this tragic loss. So I think that to see so many people come together and rally around this 6-year-old girl and make sure that among the emotional trauma she's going to experience, she's not going to have to deal with financial hardship is really, it just really warms my heart, to see everybody come together.
Yeah. a father can't be replaced with $1 million, but I'm glad that people all over have helped and supported and donated. So shout out to her, honestly. And I hope that she can eventually, with time, get some therapy. And she'll make it, Devyn. That was good news. That was good news. I'm glad we
Yeah.
talked about that.
Yeah, me too. Really good news. That little girl is so sweet. I've seen those videos of
Yes.
her. It's just so sweet and so innocent, and it breaks my heart that she's encountered the, just brutality of the world so early on. And I wish she could have been protected from that. I wish, obviously, that this didn't happen to her or anybody else for that matter. But I'm just glad that people were able to rally around her and provide something. Of course,
Can I
money
say
doesn't
something,
like.
Devyn?
Go right
To
ahead.
really
Yeah.
I really want to just drive it home, right? This is a great thing that has happened. It's phenomenal, outstanding. But Devyn and the T Tribe, I want to say one of many.
Mm-hmm.
One
You're
of
absolutely.
many. And every day.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And I think that this is, I'm hopeful that this is a tipping point. It seems like it is. I haven't seen momentum quite like this surrounding a Black Lives Matter movement before. I feel like with Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna and now George Floyd, I think that it's been just too
Can't
many
forget
things.
Sandra Bland, too. We got to throw Sandra
Yeah.
Bland in there, too, Devyn, as well. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
It's just been like one right after the other. And I think that we've had enough. And that's what we need right now. Not to completely switch gears, but I do want to mention that Mika gave us $1 as the super chat. So
Hey,
should we?
let's generate some good energy for Miss Mika, because it's always nice to meet you. Go ahead, girl.
Yes. Okay, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya. Miss Mika, she on fleeka. Miss Mika, she loves to tea ya, and we see ya. Miss Mika, go Mika, go Mika, go, go, go Mika. Happy Thick Thursday to our excellent, iconic, and legendary pal, Mika. Thank you for joining us this morning, and I hope you enjoyed a little tune for you, Mika. Everyone show Mika some love in the chat, please. Go ahead and do that.
Hi, Mika. Thank you for tuning in. We always love seeing you. Okay, so now that we have that positive energy going from Mika, I do want to mention one other thing, another positive moment here that that was happening at the protests. And I don't know if you guys saw this yet, but there was a couple that got engaged at a protest, and there's a picture of it online. You can check it out on Instagram. The guy's Instagram is Pop and Sock, and they were out there together, like, Are you not happy about this?
I don't think I'm happy about this, Devyn. This is Black people getting engaged.
Yeah, they were. So let me read the story. I thought it was kind of sweet that they were like, they're out pushing for something together, and then they were like celebrating. He didn't even plan on doing it. He just realized that he had the ring in his backpack, and he was like, this is a time when I'm with my woman, and she's pregnant, and we decided to go out there. And he says, boom, proposal. So he just said it was, I don't know. I thought it was sweet, but you don't think so.
Devyn, let me click on over and see what the chat is saying. I don't like that. I don't like how that sound. I don't like none of it. Can I tell you why? To me, that's no different than these people that show up in Studio City outside of Urban Outfitters talking about, can I hold your drill so I could take a photograph? It feels very performative. Are you there to be on the right side of history, or are you there to snag a good photograph so that your followers can feel like you were a part of something so that you don't get dragged? Because it's just something about that I don't like, Devyn. I don't like it. It's just like when I see, it's like I said, like when I see influencer friends and they're out there and they're like, look, like, and it's all like aesthetic. There's like the TikToks going around of people trying to get arrested so that they can have it on TikTok. It all feels very performative, and performative protesting is garbage to me when you do it in a way like that. I don't like that, and I hope their marriage fails. That's just how I feel, man.
Okay, I didn't even think of it like that. That's actually a perspective that I hadn't even considered. The way I read the story was that he just did it, and then nearby photographer caught it on camera. Maybe it was all planned and this is just the story that they're pushing. I'm a sucker
and
for
stop taking pictures. Can I tell you why, Devyn? Photographers, stop going out there and taking pictures. You know what you could be useful for, photographers? You could be out there recording the police beating up people. You could be recording that. Since today is Blue Fall and everyone on Twitter, it's a trend going on where people are posting videos of police brutality, Devyn. I think that photographers would be better suited to do that than to be taking pictures of performative protesting. That's not cute to me. Yes, these things need to be remembered for our history books, but I just feel like when you take pictures and you publish it in that way and you attach a squeaky clean story to it, it tries to make people feel good about what's going on right now, and nobody should feel good about what's going on right now. And I feel like people shouldn't be as excited and as happy that the officers were charged, because there is still a long battle ahead, and there are lots of Black people that have not been served justice. So I feel like the marriage proposal thing is almost being used as like a distraction. Like, look, here's a happy thing amidst all the chaos. Maybe y'all should calm down a little bit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I appreciate hearing that side of things, because I just saw that and I was like, oh, they're out there protesting for something that matters, then they're celebrating their love. But yeah, right, now that I'm thinking about it, it really wasn't the right time or place. And I'm sorry that I thought it was a cute idea at first. I was one of the many people that thought it was sweet that happened.
How about this, Devyn? Here's an alternative, right? They could have went to the protest and came home and wrote a message that said, you know what? We were so moved by what we saw today, and we felt as though our time is limited because we're fighting the good fight. Let's seal it. Let's get married because we're feeling so moved. Not like act the protest and here's a photo. And am I being weird? T-Tribe, am I being weird? I just feel like that's strange to me.
I'm seeing people in the T Tribe saying that they agree with you. They agree with you for sure on that one. Okay, so let's move into one more thing before we get into all of the OMT news that I want to tell you guys. I just want to mention this because we talked about it last week, that Micah Stauffer news, how she rehomed her adopted son. So now she's actually being investigated. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office told E! News that they've received several inquiries regarding the welfare of the child. Both parties are being represented by attorneys to ensure full compliance with the court process. So that's happening. I just felt like I wanted to mention that because we did discuss it here on the Morning Tea last week. Yeah. And then also I want to say rest in peace to Dream Street singer Chris Truesdale. He had coronavirus and he passed away at age 34. So that's really sad. I listened to Dream Street when I was younger, and
I listened to Dream Street this morning because I was very upset about it, Devyn, for being honest. It happens every time about Sugar Rush a hit. I remember going back to New York, living in Harlem and seeing the Dream Street commercial. There used to be a commercial. You couldn't even go and buy their CD in the store. You had to go and call the number and beg your parents to put in that credit card number so that you could get Jesse McCartney and the boys into your apartment. So definitely rest in peace to him because they had the hits.
Yeah, I know. It's really sad. They did have a lot of good songs. I loved It Happens Every Time. Such a good song. I watched that music video over and over again. So rest in peace. It's really sad. Now let's jump in to OMT, you guys. We are going to pour up that tea. So somebody DM'd me yesterday, and sent me a little bit of shade for having a cup with drips on it. About the mug too much, but just to appease the troll, I did do a clean cup today, you guys. So no drips.
See, Devyn, you so nice and sweet. I would have came and purposely dribbled stuff all over my mug and been like, when y'all decide y'all want to pay for my beverage holding contraption, then y'all go on ahead and Venmo me that money. But until then, these coffee dribbles will be dribbling all down this mug, and y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. How unfortunate.
Well, I'm trying to get the Tea Tribe to like me here, so I'll just have the clean mug. Okay. Cheers to fresh mugs and celebrity news. Alrighty, Rue. You know what? If that earns me a couple bonus points with the Tea Tribe, I'm okay with it. All right. So let's jump in. My Bachelor Nation fans, I swear, I hope I'm not the only one who's interested in this kind of news because it's very possible that I might be. But on Wednesday, Amanda Stanton shared a photo of her daughters participating in a Black Lives Matter protest down in Newport Beach. It was a super peaceful demonstration, but fans criticized her for putting her girls, she has two daughters, in a compromising position. So the commenter wrote, "I can't believe you put your girls in a compromising situation and instill fear in their hearts just for fame. Shame on you." Amanda wrote back saying, "She was not scared and it was very peaceful. She was proud to make her sign and be there, and I'm happy she got to experience the emotion and passion in everyone there." She then posted a lengthier response that said, "I understand not everyone is comfortable bringing kids. I went back and forth on it, and it was a decision I made so they could learn from an early age to use their voice and exercise their rights to stand up for something that's so important." She added, "I hope it encourages them to be braver than I was growing up when it comes to using their voice and taking action." Now, I don't want to speak on whether or not Amanda brought her kids out there for the photo op because I have no idea if she did or didn't, but I do want to have a conversation about how you feel about children being present at protests. I personally think it is a good opportunity to show people coming together and fighting for change and using their voices. But do you disagree with me, Courtney?
I don't want to see no babies at the protest. Can I tell you why? And I know people are going to be angry, and this could be a potential cancellation, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Devyn, I don't want people bringing their kids and then being upset when they're shot in the face with a rubber bullet, because that's what I've been seeing all over Twitter. And then the immediate response is like, well, don't bring your kids to the protest. And then it's like, well, they need to learn at a young age. So they need to learn at a young age that taking a rubber bullet to the face is revolutionary. I just don't agree with that. Now, lots of people may be upset because I'm not a parent. I just feel as though I'm an older brother, and if I were taking care of my younger brother, it wouldn't even be an option. It's too dangerous. You get what I'm saying? I understand adults. I understand the celebrities that are risking being out there with limited security just to stand up and be vocal about a cause. But I personally do not agree with bringing your children to a protest. I feel like there's other ways to sort of immerse them in that information, Devyn, and having them be out there with the crowds. We've got COVID going on. There's no way. Absolutely not. Not my kid, not my family. Do what you want with yours, but mine will be at home on the play carpet.
Yeah. All right, all right. I feel if it's peaceful and you are able to maintain social distancing, which it looked like that one in Newport you were able to, that there's no problem. But I guess also we don't know when the protest can go from being peaceful to kind of getting a little bit more chaotic. So there is that risk involved. I guess the answer would be, if you do want to bring your children, stay on the outskirts so you can get out easily. Don't be in the center, in the thick of things. Personally, I think it could be a good learning opportunity, but yeah, you have to be smart about it, and I think every parent should make that decision for themselves. And I can totally see your side too. Now, speaking of protests that ended up getting a little bit chaotic, I want to talk about Porsha Williams. I know you like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but how do you feel about her as a cast member?
Oh my God, as a cast member? Okay, let me be honest. This is a good question, Devyn. Good job. Because no one ever asked me about Porsha. I have very strong feelings about Miss Porsha Williams. Okay, so when Miss Porsha first entered the show, I didn't really understand her position initially. I felt like looking from the outside looking in, I felt like she was a little bit ditzy, and I could not understand her place in the cast. As time has gone on, Devyn, I feel like she's won me over. I feel like she's funny. I feel like she's brighter than we originally gave her credit for. And I enjoy her comedy. I feel like she has a warm heart, and she very much cares about her daughter. Love Porsha. I feel like Porsha and Kenya were the two game changers to the franchise to really revamp it and give it new life. So shout out to both of those women.
Yeah. All right. Well, she also deserves a shout out because she is absolutely not afraid to use her platform to create change. So she joined the Hot Hollywood podcast, and speaking of children, she said, "My child's future is on the line. I fear for her future. I fear for her life and living in her black skin. I fear for my other future children. I fear for my family members and people who I don't even know. I did not know George Floyd personally, but I am an African American just as he is. He is my brother." So she marched on May 29th, a few days ago, last week in Atlanta. And she discussed how being tear gassed, despite being part of only a peaceful protest, was devastating because she said, quote, "I was out there trying to stand with my people, stand with our allies, and help them raise a message of hope, and to be silenced and not be able to breathe because of the gas bomb that was thrown." She says that that's what made the experience devastating for her. But I applaud her for going out there and for protesting like we've seen so many other celebrities do, and for not being afraid to use the platform for change. There was one Real Housewife from, I can't remember if it was Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or New York, but she posted an All Lives Matter thing. And it's just like the difference between these two. I mean, hell yes.
I wish I knew who it was. I wish I knew who it was.
Ramona Singer, I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
Girl, who cares? I don't watch that franchise. Bye. I think that's New York or OC, or one of them other ones. Watch. Bye. We don't watch none of those franchises here. We watch Atlanta, we watch Beverly Hills, and we watch Potomac. Shout out to those three franchises. The other ones, goodbye.
Yeah.
And New Jersey is okay because we love Teresa Giudice here.
Oh my God, Real Housewives of New Jersey. The first few
seasons. Yeah, we love Teresa here.
Oh my God.
Yes! Seasons. Once my good friend Caroline left with all of her red hair glory, I said, well, there's no reason to watch now. We need Caroline Manzo.
You know what Caroline's tagline was? "We are thick as thieves." She said that literally all the time. All the time.
You will not come between me and my family. Yes, Caroline. We need Caroline on the show. Caroline, come on the show.
So funny. I would love to talk to Caroline. Okay, so anyway, now that we've established that we are both fans of Caroline and the Real Housewives of New Jersey, I just want to end that Porsha Williams story on the note of shout out to Porsha. We appreciate everything that you're doing, and we love that you're using your platform to create change and to inspire people. So awesome. Now let's get into Lily Reinhart. Do you have anything you want to add, Courtney? No. Okay. Let's move on. Lily Reinhart. So yesterday in West Hollywood, there was an LGBTQ plus and Black Lives Matter march. It was super peaceful. I saw videos of it. I wish I had been able to go. It looked really, really incredible. And Lily Reinhart shared the event with her audience and used it as an opportunity to come out. She said, "Although I've never announced it publicly before, I am a proud bisexual woman, and I will be joining this protest today. Come join." So I'm proud of her for coming out. I think that's awesome. And do you have anything you want to add to this story?
I don't know much about Lily Reinhart personally, but I think that she's excellent for doing this, especially during this time and especially during this month. So, coming out can be a very, very terrifying experience. I could not imagine coming out to God knows how many people, Devyn, all at once. But I'm proud of her. I'm proud of anyone that comes out during this month or during any time, because I think that it just takes that extra teaspoon of courage and strength to do that. So shout out to everyone in the closet and everyone that is gearing up to open up the door and strut on out, because we're here with the confetti cannons and the birthday cake for you.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Now moving on to Cara Delevingne. She's also opened up about her sexuality, and she says that she is pansexual. She talked to Variety about being attracted to all genders. She said, "I always will remain pansexual. However one defines themselves, whether that's they or he or she, I fall in love with the person, and that's that. I'm attracted to the person." She also discussed her journey of getting rid of labels for herself, just being herself, not feeling super inclined to be one way or the other. She said, quote, "The thing is with me, I change a lot. I feel different all the time. Some days I feel more womanly and some days I feel more like a man." So she's just talking about having both her feminine and her masculine sides and how she's not afraid to kind of explore both depending on what she's feeling. And I think in this month, since it is Pride Month, like you mentioned earlier this week, Courtney, and with that Lily story, I think it's cool that people are drawing attention to the spectrum of sexuality. It's not just straight or gay. It's not black or white. There's a whole, host of things that you can identify as, and it can be fluid and it can change. And I think it's cool that celebrities are open about that.
And I think it's a very important point to be made, especially during this month, especially because we have a large mom base that it's really no one's business, your sexuality, but the person you are romantically involved with. You get what I'm saying? No one is obligated to be like if someone comes up to you, Devyn, and is like, Devyn, are you straight? You better tell me right now. You're not obligated to be like, yes, I'm a heterosexual woman. That's the information it's none of your business. So just remember that if you're a parent and you're wondering and you're like, just be gentle, be sensitive, but understand that if your child is not ready to come out, do not rush them. Do not out them. I don't care if your son is twirling around in a ballet costume, making out with a boy on the porch and you called him. You wait for that child to come to you, or you offer open and understanding conversation. That's my advice from the older brother on the internet.
Yes, and I think that's great advice. You can't push somebody to come out before they're ready. You can't force it to happen. You should never out somebody yourself. That is their information, their choice, their journey. So I think that's great that you mentioned that. Jasmine Nelms gave us a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jasmine. She says, good morning, guys. I haven't been able to get on this week. Happy Pride Month. Be safe. Sending everyone here love, hugs, and kisses. Aw, that was really
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Happy Pride Month.
Yes. Happy Pride Month. Okay. Now, let's get into this news that you Selenators will like. I think, go ahead and put the Selena emoji in the chat. I'm not sure which one that is.
Get those crowns in the chat. Get those crowns. It's going down. It's Selena time. Yes. Woo! I'm ready.
So, if the state of the world right now isn't enough to motivate you to register to vote, maybe this will be the inspiration that you need. So, Selena Gomez is actually promising to DM the fans who share screenshots of their voter registration. She shared an Instagram story that says, I'll be responding to DMs of people who show me a screenshot that they've registered to vote. So she's echoing a similar sentiment that we talked about yesterday that Rihanna had about voting to change our country. If you weren't here for that or you missed that story, Rihanna encouraged all of her followers to go out and vote. Somebody said voting doesn't change-ish, and she said, I hate that attitude. Sitting on your couch doing nothing doesn't change anything. So get out there and vote. So if you have not registered to vote and you are a fan of Selena Gomez and you want her to slide into your DMs, this is a great way to get that to happen because she is responding to people who share screenshots of their voter registrations. Courtney, is this a good idea?
It's an excellent idea. I love the idea. It's fantastic. And also, Devyn, you brought up something very important. With the story for people that are doing the whole like voting changes nothing thing. Something that I was brought up with, the value or the life lesson I was always brought up with was the lesson of if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you sit up there defiantly, defiant and upset at the state of the world and you do nothing to change it, the world will stay the same and you will stay upset. So why don't you at least roll the dice and do something? I think voting is a perfect way to do that. So shout out to Selena for raising awareness. You get what I'm saying? Right. And there's a little incentive in for it for you guys. Why not? Get to work.
I was even thinking like, gosh, should I DM this to Selena? Like maybe we could become friends. That would be dope. But I think I'll save that for like the really like diehard stans. I love Selena, but I don't think I belong in like the whole Selenator crew as much as some people do. But anyway, you guys, if you are 18 or older or you're 16 and 17 and you want to pre-register to vote, go ahead and do that. Send it to Selena. Start your convo with our girl and maybe get some dirt for us about like how she feels about Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber or whatever. You can
be like, I don't feel nothing for them at all. I'm sure they're great. I hope she say that. Please say that for me.
You guys, Night Runner gave us $5. She says, I'm out of the closet. I'm a bi, poly, and gender fluid. So, see, there
That's
you
Night
go.
Runner. Shout out to all my people in Tillamook. Yes. Shout out to Night Runner. Yes. Bi, poly, and gender fluid. Shout out to everyone that's gender fluid, actually, Devyn, because I feel like they don't get enough shine. They don't get enough attention. Shout out to anyone that's non-binary, transgender. Shout out to the Black trans community. Black trans lives matter. Just shout out to anyone that's out there 100% being themselves and loving themselves for it, because I love you already.
Yeah, me too. I love you guys for loving yourselves and for just doing your thing and being proud and being, happy and comfortable in your own skin. That is so important. Let's move on to somebody else, a royal or ex-royal family member, Meghan Markle. So she had a message for 2020 graduates of the Immaculate Heart High School in Los Angeles. And she shared a heartfelt speech in which she remembers some of the victims of police brutality. And she reminds viewers to always put others' needs before their own fears, which I think was such a relevant and powerful thing to say right now, because you might be afraid of change. You might be afraid of speaking out. Heck, you might even be afraid to go to a protest. But when others need you, it's time to kind of like take that leap of faith and stand up and be an advocate for change. I have a quote from her, like a little clip from the video that Leo's going to throw up for you guys right now. I want you to see it. She's so well-spoken, and I admire her so much. So, Leo, can we get that clip going?
So the first thing I want to say to you is that I'm sorry. I am so sorry that you have to grow up in a world where this is still present.
So we had to keep it kind of short. But she just talks about how she knows the state of the world right now is less than perfect. She knows that this is not the graduation that people envisioned for themselves, but her takeaway message is to always just be courageous and go after what you believe in, stand up for what's right, and be a good human being. And I think when someone like Meghan Markle is telling you to do that, you should listen. So I applaud her for doing that. Her speech was moving and powerful. Did you get to watch the whole thing, Courtney, or just that clip?
I just saw that clip, but I do want to say, to piggyback off of what Meghan Markle said, if you don't stand up for what you believe in, you'll fall for anything and everything. So definitely listen to her words, because she was speaking facts, Devyn.
Definitely. Let's jump into Jake Paul. So it seems like he's trying to make up for being present at that looting of the P.F. Chang's and the mall in Scottsdale over the weekend. My question for all of you guys is going to be, do we believe him? Let me know in the chat, and Courtney, I'll get your opinion after I give you all the details. So just yesterday, we praised Logan Paul for talking about racism in such a strong and powerful way. And now Jake Paul was spotted out at the protest in West Hollywood that happened yesterday. He carried a sign that read, "Donate, protest, vote. It's time for change." And he handed out water bottles to everybody. So does this make up for what he did in Arizona? The story is that he didn't actually vandalize or loot anything. But Courtney, I know you saw videos of him drinking vodka and eating.
Yeah, come on. Devyn, I want to say that I cannot speak for all Black people, but I don't believe him and I don't care. I think that the phrase, when someone shows you who they are, you have to believe them the first time, it very much comes into play here. And Jake Paul has shown us time and time again that he's an idiot. And he likes to make poor choices for attention, clicks, likes, and the like. So honestly, I'm over it. I'm asleep. Girl, who cares? Logan is not out of the water either. You get what I'm saying? But shout out to Jake for trying to masquerade as someone who cares, Yeah.
See, what's funny is I feel like Logan Paul's message was more genuine or more authentic than Jake going out and protesting. And I don't know why that is, because I know that both of the brothers have done ridiculous, terrible things in the past. And I don't know. I think
the words are genuine, but the action will have to prove for me in terms of Logan. You can say anything, Devyn. We can say anything up here, and girl, do some wild stuff out in the streets, and ain't nobody watching. They ain't ever gonna know. You get what I'm saying? But the action has to prove in terms of the Paul brothers. Y'all could be out there. Oh my God! And the monologue that Logan gave. He was so. Oh my God! He had it Oh, he hit the nail right on the head. Girl, I've heard that speech from a teacher every single year because I'm a Black person. So maybe to someone that has never heard those things, it comes off very revolutionary, but that's the kind of education that I was brought up in, Devyn. So Logan Paul and Jake Paul, they're doing the bare minimum to try to get by. To me, they're masquerading as people that give an expletive, and I don't believe that they really do. But shout out to them for a good masquerade because lots of people are probably fooled.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna talk about something similar. I think, actions obviously speak louder than words. Let's get some donations going. And from the Paul brothers, I definitely want to see receipts. So really quickly, Amy Capel gave us $19.99. She says, stay strong, Courtney. Love you bunches. Thank you, Devyn, for doing the chat. Enjoy seeing you today and every day. Courtney, I have love and respect for you for standing up for what you believe.
Thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate you for joining us. Thank you for giving us all of the love today. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. All of you guys that are joining us today, I see you and I'm sending you all of my love. I'm sending all my love for you. That was good. Shout out to Whitney.
Okay, now we have to get an update on this Lea Michele stuff. So we have 3 updates with the controversy surrounding this. And then we'll breeze through celebrity therapy and car dinner tea time at the end here. Okay, so we have heard from Glee actors over the last few days as they respond to Samantha Marie Ware's claims that Lea. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because at this point, Devyn, I don't care what Heather Morris got to say. Lea Michele is a singing garbage pile. Now, I done retweeted the video this morning of Jessica Lange walking by her. There was she was on the red carpet, and Jessica Lange, now we love Jessica Lange, girl. Jessica Lange walked by just like Lea. She didn't even see Lea Michele. It's from a few years back. And Lea Michele was like, what you do in the dark comes to light. Now let's watch dumb Heather Morris, who just got canceled for that stupid dance she did on TikTok for George Floyd. I ain't forget. Let's see what she got to say. Go on ahead, Devyn. Read what Heather Morris got to say since she's trying to steer the eyes away from her just getting dragged because we didn't forget. But go on ahead, Devyn. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, Courtney, I appreciate the interjection. And I'm just warning you now, she's probably going to get canceled twice now. Okay, so here's the thing. Heather Morris has come forward with her own message regarding the Lea Michele controversy, and she posted it on her Instagram. She said, quote, "Let me be very clear. Hate is a disease in America that we are trying to cure, so I would never wish for hate to be spread to anyone else. With that said, was she unpleasant to work with? Very much so. For Lea to treat others with the disrespect that she did for as long as she did, I believe she should be called out. And yet it's also on us because we allowed it to go on for so long without speaking out. And it's something else we're learning along with the rest of society. But at the current moment, it's implied that she is a racist. And although I cannot comment on her beliefs, I think we're assuming, and you know what happens when we all assume." Courtney, I'm just going to hand it right over to you because I want to hear your thoughts before I even start to speak on this.
I just want to explain to y'all that what Heather said is like, Devyn, just because the audience knows us, right? That would be like someone doing something racist to me, right? And I'm being like, oh my God, I can't believe that this person did something racist to me. And then you, who's not a Black person, being like, well, I don't think that's racist. Now, Devyn, how you gonna tell me what is and isn't racist? Heather Morris, how you gonna tell Amber Riley, the other young lady, and Alex Newell that all of this that Lea Michele has done is not racist? Now, girl, now you should have kept quiet. Because everything that she said hurt the cause. Lea Michele can't even say sorry, and you're over here taking up for her. Lea Michele said, sorry, I felt that way. I don't really remember, but... and she's over here, Heather Morris. Well, I don't think she was racist, but I mean, she said some things, and we all let it slide, but... And also, now this raises the question for me. Devyn Howard is, where is Ryan Murphy? And why is Ryan Murphy not spoke out? And Ryan Murphy, what did you see? And Ryan Murphy, is Lea Michele a racist since you love to have the LGBTQ community and all of your stuff? I just want to know, as someone that consumes your projects, Glee, American Horror Story, was this going on? And did you know that Lea Michele was acting this way? And if so, why did you continue to hire her? Because after Glee, you certainly rehired her for Scream Queens down the line. So why did that happen?
Yeah. Honestly, such a good question, Courtney. As far as I know, Ryan Murphy still has not said anything about the drama. I do think it's bizarre that a white woman, Heather Morris, would come forward and say what is and isn't racist when the people who were complaining about the microaggressions that Lea was spreading and saying during their time on set were Black. Like, we need to believe the people who experienced it and not just minimize what happened during that time as her being unpleasant. And then also, let's move on to the next Lea Michele update. So Samantha Ware actually responded back to Lea's apology. She didn't tag Lea or anything, but it's pretty obvious. So she drew attention to the same things that we were talking about yesterday. I thought Lea's apology was so weak. It was like, I'm sorry that I said things that you interpreted in a way that hurt your feelings. Not cool. Do not like that. Dumb apology. So Samantha tweeted writing perceived, and then she spelled perceived again with a U, and then she says purse, open your purse, and she included that GoFundMe for James, who was shot and killed at the protests by a white police officer. I'm pretty sure that was the story there. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, like, if you are truly apologetic, Lea, then you need to show that you're apologetic. And again, like we talked about yesterday, give us those receipts. Show us that you're actually doing something about it. Make a generous donation.
You know what I want, Devyn, what I realized just in this moment? I feel like if you've had a problematic past in terms of race and saying the N-word 50 million years ago, like that changes anything, maybe I would prefer if you didn't put out a statement that's going to make you look worse, and just post a screenshot of you sending like $100,000 to a foundation. That's what I would prefer. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to keep reminding the mindless stands of all of these racist influencers, celebrities, what have you, that they're racist and you're blindly supporting it and you're being complicit and supporting them. I would rather just those racist celebrities just not say a word, not go and fake cry on their Instagram story, and just post a screenshot of them sending 100,000 to a cause. I don't care about none of their words or their fake tears or anything that they have to say. Meh.
Yep. Meh. Well, let's move on because there's somebody else who feels the exact same way. Amber Riley. So she is feeling like, why are we even talking about this Lea Michele stuff? She went live on Instagram and reminded everybody that there are more important things to talk about right now. And she said that she spoke with Lea Michele. She's done with that. She doesn't want to comment on it anymore. So check out the clip here of what she said. Leo, started at 36 seconds, please, because I noticed my notes say 38 seconds.
Bother you. I don't give a shit about this Lea Michele thing. I wish Lea Michele well. I hope that she has an amazing pregnancy. It is. I hope that she has grown and she has understand.
So there we go. She says, I just do not give a bleep about this Lea Michele thing. And honestly, yeah, like, why are people focusing so much time and attention on this when we do have bigger fish to fry in the world?
Can I tell you, the audience, and Amber, why we're going to focus on this just for at least this week? Because if we don't focus on it and make it that much of a spectacle, Devyn, history has shown us a white woman like Lea Michele will have a movie in the spring, and everyone going to go and run and see it. And then we're gonna go and see the movie, right? The movie gonna tank because who's really giving an expletive about Lea Michele? And then here comes my fave, who I'm very potentially disappointed in. No, I'm not. He was at a Black Lives Matter protest. Shout out to him. Then we're gonna see, like I said yesterday, Darren Criss with a new poster. Come see my concert with Lea Michele. She's laying over the piano, and girl, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to support it. So. Very respectfully to Miss Amber Riley, the reason why some people are focusing on this is because we want people to remember this is the actress, this is the kind of person she is, and we do not want to give our money to her just because we remember her as Rachel Berry. And let's be real, Amber Riley was blowing Lea Michele out the water every single episode. So that's why we got to keep talking about Lea Michele, because I'll be damned if I give her a coin in the spring.
Yeah, me too. I never have supported Lea Michele in the past. I've been really indifferent about her, to be honest. I never thought she seemed like a nice girl, but I haven't gone to see any movies, and the only show I've ever seen with her in it was Scream Queens. Ariana Grande was in that too, so that was kind of cool, but I don't care anymore. Anyway, the one thing that I will say is that if people are going to be spending time talking about Lea Michele and what's happening here, spend time talking about the issues that are going on as well in the world right now. You know, I think that the problem is people are putting all of their energy into Lea Michele and then forgetting that we have this massive Black Lives Matter movement happening right now as we speak. So, like, let's focus on both then, right? Yeah, I think that's a to do it. Okay, now to the final story here. The highest earning celebrity list was just released by Forbes, and the person who's at the top is a little bit surprising. I just want to mention some of the people who are on the list. We have Taylor Swift with 63.5 million, Ed Sheeran with 64 mil, Ari with 72 million, Kanye's earning $170 million, and then Miss Kylie Jenner is right at the top with 590 million. So you might be wondering, how did she earn so much money within the last 12 months? And Forbes explains that the reality TV star sold 51% of Kylie Cosmetics to Coty for 600 million, and she pocketed 540 million pre-tax. So now her net worth is reportedly 900 million. So now what I want to know is, let's see how much she donates to Black Lives Matter and other organizations that need that coin right now. So that's my question. Kylie, get working on it. She donated $1 million to coronavirus, Black Lives. What was that?
I said, we want to see it. Open up your purse immediately.
Open up your purse. Okay, now let's just breeze right through this celebrity therapy story. We don't need to spend too much time talking about it. Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra don't want you to wait to fight for equality. They say that the time is right now. Nick tweeted, "Pri and I have heavy hearts. The reality of the inequalities in this country around the world are glaring. Systemic racism, bigotry, and exclusion has gone on for far too long, and remaining silent not only reinforces it, but allows it to continue." He added, "The time to take action is now. It's no longer enough to say, I'm not racist. We must do all the work to be anti-racist and stand with the Black community." He also let his audience know that they donated to 2 organizations, so good on them. And on that note, why don't we just jump right into Card Jenner Tea Time, unless you have anything you want to add?
All I want to say is I love Nick Jonas. Not surprised.
I'm more of a Joe Jonas girl myself, but I appreciate that he tweeted and that they donated. Now let's kick it right off into Card Jenner Tea Time.
Card Jenner Tea Time!
All right.
I can't even. Just go ahead, Devyn.
Okay, so this one, it's just slightly relevant because we've been talking about the Forbes article that says Kylie is really not a billionaire. Kylie Cosmetics, because of that, has been in the news a lot recently. And on Tuesday, Coty, that parent company that we've mentioned, announced that Christoph Honefelder, I don't know how to say his last name, is exiting the company. He was the company's CEO. He's exiting before he even truly joined. So that's kind of weird. He just decided to step down. He stated personal reasons for his exit, and now Simona Catanea will be taking on the role as the CEO or the head of Kylie Cosmetics. Kind of interesting to see somebody in that position stepping down before they really even start assuming the responsibilities of the role. And I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that she is not earning as much as she said, and he was just made aware of all of that as well.
Maybe he found out he ain't going to get the salary that he was promised because Kylie wasn't making that money.
Yeah, I know. It seemed maybe he just felt like it was a risky move because the earnings are closer to like 120 million as opposed to the reported 360 million. Those might not be the exact numbers, but it was somewhere in that range. It was significantly less than what we were all and Forbes was led to believe. So
Devyn, we better not wake up one day and Kylie is somewhere in Bali and all of a sudden there's like a police raid on Kylie Cosmetics and all them employees get arrested.
Wait, what?
I said we better not wake up one day to Kylie somewhere in Bali and all of a sudden there's like a police raid on her Kylie Cosmetics offices and all them employees get arrested. Just all of the lying and the deceit, and now a CEO is leaving. Girl, if this was a Netflix show, a police raid is coming on the next episode. Do you want to skip the intro or not? Like, because that's what I'm seeing in the crystal ball. Now, Kylie better get her papers together. Chrissy, girl, you better get your fake passports and all of that together, girl, because it's not looking good. It's not sounding right. I don't like how this sounds. Yeah. Why are you stepping down before the position even start?
I thought you said, Courtney, that on Monday we heard that Kylie was in Bali and and I was like, wait, why didn't we talk about this then? How did I miss this? So I thought, that's why I was so shocked when I said, what? So yeah, I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. That would be just really tragic for the employees if something like that does happen. So she hopefully gets everything straightened out so that things can just move forward smoothly. I don't know. Anyway, now you guys, for our headline story, Kim and Kanye. We need to talk about their relationship because it is apparently on the rocks. So yesterday we told you how Kim and Kanye have been struggling to connect in quarantine. Their relationship has gotten strained since they've been isolating. Fans have even started betting on when they will announce their divorce. Most people seem to think they'll divorce in June, which is, I think it's kind of weird and funny that fans are betting on this. So here are some signs that I want to discuss as to why they might be getting a divorce. They've been apparently arguing over the kids and taking care of them. A source told Us Magazine, quote, Kim finds it frustrating that Kanye doesn't ask her how he can help with the kids. Instead, Yeezy has been focused on creating, and Kim feels like all the parenting duties are falling on her. She also noted that because of coronavirus, this is the first time that Kim has had to take care of the kids, all by herself, because she'll typically have help. They'll both typically have help from the nannies. And then now that she's not getting help from Kanye, she's feeling frustrated, which I think that in a situation like this, both parents need to step up and share the responsibilities of parenting when you're both home and when, you know what I mean? And the nannies thing, it's like, I don't know. Do you have anything you want to say about that?
Devyn, who cares? Kim is crying. Who cares? There are single parents, single mothers every day. Single mother, single father. Like, girl, once again, Kim, shut up. I hate stories like this. Like, girl, yeah. Oh my God, because of the corona, Kim and Kanye can't call the nannies. Wow, Kim, you've got to be a real human for once. That's got to be awful, innit? Devyn, I don't care. I'm not even upfront. I don't care. You're complaining. She's complaining for no reason.
I know. I agree, but don't you feel like Kanye needs to share? So, like, okay, they're used to having nannies around. I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't be used to that, but they are used to having the responsibilities of the kids split up among several adults. Don't you think Kanye should be stepping up and not being like, Kim, it's on you? Like, don't you think Kanye should be there saying, okay, in the morning while you're doing your workouts and while you're doing all of your, like, Kim stuff, I'll watch the kids. And then when I'm doing my creating at night, the kids are on you. Don't you feel like that's probably the right way to handle it?
Sure. But Devyn, I want to ask you a question. You don't think Kim knew the kind of person Kanye was in terms of work before she married him?
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I don't know. Excuse. I ain't trying to hear nothing about Kim complaining about being a mother. That's the thing that's really irking my nerves. Now, here's the difference. I think it's cute when Kim is trying to do like a brand something and she's like trying to read her script basically, and North is like, stop talking to your internet friends. Like, that's cute. That's a fun mommy moment. Hearing a source come out and be like, oh my God, Kim is exhausted of taking care of her kids. Well, I can go on Facebook right now and pull up 3 of my friends that are tired of taking care of their kids. Don't mean that they stop. They still provide for their kids, buy them clothes. They still do all the things that a parent should do. So hearing Kim literally wail on the tiniest violin in the Milky Way is almost kind of offensive. And I hope, Mom Tribe, that you're offensive. Yeah, literally, Devyn. In the back of the restaurant with Tristan. Girl, goodbye. Put the violins, the strings, and the symphony away. How do you feel about it, Devyn? I just.
It's funny I do. I agree with everything that you're saying. I also do feel that in this pandemic, Kanye should be stepping up to the plate maybe more than he's used to. But I agree that this should not be something that's even out there as public knowledge. It should be something that's like, discussed privately between the two of them and figured out privately between the two of them. But of course, when you're a Kard Jenner, your private news becomes public in an instant. So let's get into some of the other signs that they may be getting a divorce soon. I feel really bad about this story, by the way. I don't really like going into all the details of why they're going to get divorced, but we need to pour the tea for the tea tribe. So another source says that they've been sleeping in separate beds. Kim and Kanye have been using this method as a way to salvage their relationship, but it might actually be tearing them apart. Again, I don't know why sleeping in separate beds would be their way to mend the relationship. I know some couples say that they've always done that, but when you're already feeling disconnected, I don't feel that sleeping apart is going to solve any issues. I think it's just going to worsen them. Do you agree with me?
Unless Kim or Kanye one of them is the kind of person that really just needs their space for a little bit. Because I'm that kind of person. Not saying that I sleep in the separate bed with my boyfriend, because girl, we certainly be in the same bed. But I'm the kind of person, Devyn, that when there's an issue, you got to give me space, because if you don't, the wrath, and girl, you will fall into this gate of Hades. And it won't be cute, and it's very out of character. I turn into Caesar from Black Ink crew. For those of you that know, the New York accent comes out and everything. So I get it. I just can't help but feel like this is like another spectacle storyline for the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying that these things aren't happening, but it just feels very, we know they're filming 16 hours every week on their phone, so of course this has to be part of the story,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I definitely could see that. And a source even said that sometimes Kanye will sleep in a separate house. So, I mean, that's another great storyline. Like, Kanye's in the house next door instead of here. Like, what am I going to do? Really quickly, Jasmine Nelms gave us $5. She said,
Hey.
family, shaking my head. Yeah, she did want a big family. Okay, and now the final point, the final reason why fans think that Kim and Kanye are gearing up for a divorce is because sources have said that Kim feels burdened by Kanye, and according to sources, she is already emotionally checked out of the relationship. An insider revealed to People that sometimes he gets so wrapped up in his music and fashion pursuits that he doesn't leave much time for his family at all, which kind of goes along with that initial point we were talking about, where they're fighting over like childcare and who needs to be more responsible for the children. So but again, what you said before, Courtney, like Kim knew when she married Kanye that he was the kind of guy to dive into his work and pretty much be married to career. So is she surprised, or has she just gotten to a point where she can't tolerate it anymore?
Now I feel a little bit some kind of way, Devyn, because I forgot just for a moment that Kanye has voiced in the past that he does not or is not taking his medicine for his bipolar disorder. So is he able to take care of the children in the way that Kim wants or needs him to? Is he able to? Is he off of his medicine and letting the manic of it all guide him creatively right now? Not saying it's right, but just wondering. Mental health is very important, and I feel like Kim should know to be sensitive to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And that's something that I forgot about too, Courtney. So it's good that you brought that up. I mean, I could definitely see that playing a part in the strain on their relationship, Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, that's a great point. But T-Tribe, let us know what you think. Let us know if you think that Kim and Kanye will be announcing a divorce by the end of this month, or if you think that that's just all tabloid headlines and Kris Jenner working her magic to get us interested in keeping up with the Kardashians for the next season. Also, fill us in on what you thought about all the stories that we got into today. The children at the protest, the Lea Michele drama, everything. We want to hear it all. Let it out down there in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Tap the bell for notifications. Hit that thumbs up button. Courtney, leave us with some parting words of wisdom, if you will.
You guys, don't forget to do all the things that Devyn has said, including sharing, commenting, subscribing, ringing the bell so that you guys always see us on your homepage. Be sure to follow Devyn on social media at Devyn Howard, myself at Courtney Revolution, also on my individual YouTube channel, Courtney Revolution. And we will see you tomorrow for Shambong Friday. It'll be a very celebratory day, you guys, so don't miss out. 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And without further ado, let's wash our hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. It's it, man. You better wash your hands. Wash your hands. You better wash your hands. Scrub your hands. Scrub your hands. It's it, man. You better scrub your hands. Scrub your hands. It's it, man.